One, two, three.
Hey!
Hi, this is Paul Cheema, sales representative from Remax Professional in Toronto, Canada. So in this segment, I try to bring top agents from across the world to, to be here, available to discuss the market in their neighborhood. So if you are thinking of coming to Canada or you already live in Canada and are thinking of options to spread out, well, this is a great opportunity to listen from the experts in their respective areas. So today our guest is Sandra Pike. So she's from Halifax, Nova Scotia. Sandra hails from Marystown in Newfoundland. She's jumped over to Halifax later.
Yes.
She started her entrepreneurial journey as CEO of her own health and wellness company. So that means you guys will be in the healthy hands and you will have a health
Absolutely.
in mid-90s, and then shifted her focus towards advertising sales, where she excelled in assisting the members of the real estate industry. So she saw real estate industry members making tons of money, and so she decided to jump into real estate.
I don't know it was that, it certainly was the,
I'm just kidding.
yeah, we have lots of expenses.
I know it's a passionate industry. That's true.
Yeah.
So by providing the necessary marketing skills, which she has while she was working with builders and many of the real estate agents over the years. So she comes with a robust background, and she's a great entrepreneur. We all learn from her. Today I requested her to be my guest to talk about the market. And hey, Sandra, you are online now.
No, thank you. And thank you for the introduction. I've sold advertising to realtors for about 5 years, I guess. I'm thinking, I think it's time for me to become a realtor. So that was almost 7 years ago. And I can't believe how quickly time has flown since then. Yeah, I'm almost a seasoned vet when it comes to the real estate industry. So in the meantime, thank you for being here. It was such a pleasure meeting you back in November. And so I'm very excited to be doing this today.
Absolutely. It's really a pleasure having you on this platform. And I hope some people who are thinking of relocating to Halifax or just considering coming down to Canada get benefited from this. So what is your specialty, Sandra?
I do mostly residential sales. So that would be anywhere from, a mobile home to a condo to a single family dwelling, townhouse, semi. Typically resale is my strongest suit for what I do here down with sellers and buyers.
Awesome. And how do you define the housing activity in your area these days?
Well, we had an amazing market back at the end of 2011 when we had the ship start here. And in 2012, we realized, the ships aren't starting here. And, we just had the first right of refusal. So the market kind of plummeted, which is unfortunate. So we've been in a buyer's market since 2013 without any sense of urgency from any buyers to purchase. So currently now we're sitting at around almost 14 months of inventory. So what that means, Paul, that if no houses came to the market today, it would take us 14 months to sell every house that's here in Halifax.
That's a very long time.
Yeah, wow. It's very different from the Toronto market. And, very rarely do we get into competing offers here. Most houses are selling at around 96% of asking. And you're lucky if you see maybe about a 1 to 2% increase every year in your house.
That's awesome. Really, I'm just listening to it. I'm thinking, wow, is that happening somewhere? Well,
it's happening here.
Amazing.
Again, for a seller, right, it's not that great. But for a buyer, this is the place to purchase. It really, truly is.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, so buyers who are tired of looking for homes here, well, this is a great place to be. And I hear Halifax is a beautiful city. a very beautiful neighborhood. So, well, hopefully, maybe I will be your client someday.
Yes, Halifax is great. And as you mentioned, I'm from Newfoundland, but I came here via Ottawa, where I lived for 20 years. So coming back home, even though, well, this is not home, but Atlantic Canada certainly is, for people who want to move to Halifax, it's such the pace here is so different, even from just in Ottawa. I mean, the sales cycle is different, and we do have a lot to offer. I mean, I know that we're not Montreal, we're not Toronto, but for here, it's very eclectic. We have an amazing entertainment scene. The restaurants are great, and there is a lot of stuff to do, and it's safe here. Halifax is so safe, and it's great for families.
Well, I will be there soon and see you there in your den there.
Yes, absolutely. And we have lobsters too. So
Absolutely. So, hey, Sandra, what is the typical home prices in Halifax, the area you serve?
The average price right now is sitting in around 291,000. That's what's selling here now. And we've had about 1,300 sales year to date since January.
1,300 sales.
Now we're down a little bit from last year, and I see all the doom and gloom that's in the newspapers, but truth be told, my thoughts are that we are down from last year. In January, we had military postings that happened last January. This year, they're only just starting to happen. So that has been, a bit of a damper on the market. But, it's been, my business hasn't slowed down, but I feel that now the momentum, the military is their postings are out. The weather finally is better. And I do anticipate like a great spring market here.
Excellent. So coming down to your something that you just told me, that in 2011, from 2011, you are seeing market shifting in favor of buyers. So what specifically is the reason for that? Do you have any thought on that?
It's just, there's been so many changes for buyers, which is unfortunate, especially the stress test that came out back in October. And a lot of that had to deal with, the Vancouver market and, the foreign tax being put on. And I'm sure now with what's happening in Ontario, especially in the GTA area, there's some changes that are certainly going to be made for that. So thankfully, our government here realized that, we're having a bit of an issue. I mean, there's an abundance of inventory. The buyers aren't there. The new construction sales are down. And so what the government just came out with about 2 days ago is a down payment assistance program. So, yeah, this is great news. So I know my other half is a mortgage broker, and it's just amazing the leads that he's been getting, and the people who were just sitting on the fence are now jumping off and getting into home ownership. So what that means, the down assistance payment program, is that if you have a household income of up to $75,000, and you do need to be a resident, though, of Nova Scotia, you can purchase a home up to $280,000 and get an interest-free down payment. So I just think that's absolutely incredible. Now, there is a cap, obviously, on that, but it's amortized over 10 years. So it's certainly a great opportunity. So hopefully with that, it'll help our market. But I think there's only about 125 applicants who can qualify for this. So if there was anybody, here locally, for example, who wanted to get in, now is the time to get this opportunity and, to grab home ownership. And as long as you have great credit, you should be able to be approved, because it's hard, right? I mean, think about it, especially the young millennials, who this is going to attract.
Yes.
They don't have their down payments. They're trying to pay off their student loans. So this is something that's certainly advantageous for them. So, which is going to be good for the whole market, because if you're a first-time home buyer, you want to get in. And now you were a first-time home buyer who purchased, say, a few years ago. Now you want to sell and move up. So it's just going to continue to affect the market in such a positive way. So I'm excited.
Wow. Well, it looks great. So when you say that you have to be a resident of Nova Scotia to be eligible for this down payment assistance program by the government, is there any length you should be resident before you actually become eligible?
They're asking for a year.
1 year?
Yeah.
3 years?
No, just 1 year.
Just 1 year. So
Yeah.
okay, so if someone is resident of Nova Scotia for one whole year,
Yeah.
and this is how they qualify for this. And how do the banks see this down payment? Because eventually, won't this be kind of 100% financing? Like, say for example, down payment assistance and the bank loan becomes 100%. How will bank look at that? Any thought on that? I know you are not in mortgage
Yeah,
industry.
and you know what, and and truly, that's something that I can't comment on, with an educated comment. But I just feel that overall, in the economy as a whole, I mean, it's just going to benefit everybody, and even banks, right? So, I
But
just
this
think
thing
it's
is
a
working.
positive effect.
But this thing is working. People are buying houses with down payment assistance plan.
Well, again, it just started 2 days ago, and
Oh yes, you
yeah,
told me
just two
that.
days
Yeah,
ago. So.
absolutely.
Again, but with only, I know sometimes even the credit union, for example, will come out with a zero down payment, which is really great. They'll come out with a zero down payment, and there'll only be so many applicants who can qualify for that. So that always puts a nice little bump in the market too. So hopefully with this, because it's such a big announcement, especially with the government stepping in, that'll help a lot more people.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I would just repeat once again that I am in conversation with Sandra Pike from Halifax, Nova Scotia, and we're discussing the market information in the local Halifax market. And she tells me it's a buyer's market. So
Yep.
inventory has been sitting there for 14 months, which is totally in contrast with Toronto or Hamilton, which are being reported in the newspaper. And they were even discussed in the budget yesterday for Ontario. So this is a great chance for you guys to move over there and at least keep little pressure or very less pressure on your pockets.
Oh, you got to
Start
see what
to-
you can get here for $1 million, Paul. Like, oh my goodness, you can get waterfront here.
Wow.
And yeah, and it's just the homes here are so affordable compared to where they are, in the GTA. And I mean, even for a $400,000 house here, you can probably, have between 2,000 to 3,500 square feet, and it can be brand new. I mean, even a $500,000 home, it's just incredible.
Aha.
The value for what
Well,
your
you
dollars
have me
are worth here.
excited, Sandra.
Yeah,
Okay. So maybe if I sell my house here and move down there, I will still have some cash in my pocket to spend.
absolutely. And you can come work on our team.
Perfect. Good. So tell me one more thing, which is I think will be very critical to people who will even consider moving down there. The jobs, the employment. So how does the employment scene operate there?
I guess it really depends, what type of employment that they are looking for. We are trying to, have more immigration here in Halifax. It truly just depends on what type of industry that they are in.
Yes, but any government jobs or any service industries
Well,
job?
I mean, down here there's several universities. We are a military city, so there's certainly lots of government jobs. There's room for contracting. So, I mean, again, if you're in, and I know now we have a shortage of doctors that was on the news yesterday. So, in a white collar profession, absolutely, there is room down here for someone. And even in the service industries, like we have a new convention center being open in the next few years, so there's definitely going to be jobs, there with that. And again, the universities and the government. So yes.
Awesome. Awesome. So this is really cool thing to understand. See, your this interview that we're conducting now will help many people, and I'm pretty sure about that.
Absolutely.
I got good reviews on the previous posting that we did on live videos with other people. So people feel happy about that. At least there is some window they can peek through and get an idea of what they're looking at. So
It's a beautiful city, and I've been here now since the end of 2006, and
okay,
it took a little while to make Halifax my home because I was a little bit older coming here, but being here now for 10 years this year, I have no regrets, and the lifestyle here is incredible, and it's just a totally different pace, and it's
absolutely.
peaceful, and to be able to go for a walk near the ocean and just smell, and it's clean, and it's it's peaceful here, and there's so many reasons why people should come here and and enjoy.
Well, don't say too much of those ocean line. You know what? I will end the conversation here and just fly over to you guys. I'm really excited. The ocean line always fascinates me. It is so calm, so peaceful, and walking in water is awesome feeling.
And Paul, we have donaires. I mean, that's the big thing, right? Our Halifax donaires. I don't know if you've ever had one before, but they're amazing.
Okay. So,
That's what we're
I know
known for,
you're
apparently.
very busy, Sandra, and really appreciate your time here.
Thank you. It was
I
great
would
chatting.
like to ask you, what would you like to tell those potential immigrants to Canada? Why should they choose Halifax as their primary place of living? And at the same time, in what way would you be able to help them out?
I have a lot of connections here in Halifax, throughout different ethnic communities. And, it's just such a nice place to be here. You get value for your money, especially within the housing. Again, we're still not, when I look at Newfoundland, when I look at Nova Scotia, it's nice that we are still connected. So it is cheaper to fly places if that was the case, if you know what I mean, to travel. So that's always important. I know to some people, and it's safe here. And I know that plays on the mind of a lot of people with families, and it's a great place to bring up children. The educational system here is phenomenal, and there's just so many positive things, and it's just a wonderful way of life, and it's easy to be here.
Okay, good. So, like you have program for people who are living in Halifax for over 1 year, which is down payment
Yeah.
assistance program, because stress test uh, by the mortgage industry literally pushed some buyers out of the market. But DAP, I mean, did I use the right acronym? Yeah, down is payment assistance. Well,
Yeah.
DAP is fine. So this program is kind of contrary to stress test, helping people meet the end. Is there any program for the brand new Halifax people, like people who just immigrate today and they say, Sandra, I want to buy a house today. Is there any plan, any help for them?
And I think what someone would need to do would be to sit down with a mortgage broker and review a plan, and to get that worked out in order to to purchase your home. So it could be in 3 months, it could be in 6 months, but it truly is. I mean, for me, before I take out anybody in my car, I really want for them to sit with a mortgage broker, and I prefer a mortgage broker over, let's say, going into a bank, because a mortgage broker just has so many options, and they can do everything for you just in that one meeting, as opposed to if I only went to one of the big national lenders, I'm only getting their program. So it's best for any immigrants who are coming to, let's say, okay, let's sit down, let's look at our options, and just to see what is best and what road that we should travel down on. So it's that's my recommendation for anybody coming in. And again, I have access to many mortgage lenders that we can sit down. Okay, hey, what's our plan?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So thank you very much,
Thank
Sandra. So
you.
Sandra's information is right on the screen. If you need to call her, it is 902-478-8711. This is a direct line. And you can also email her at sandra@sandrapike.ca. It's a group, a big group, many people working together to realize your real estate goals and dreams. I'm pretty confident Sandra will be able to meet or exceed your expectations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, and I know, Sandra, you do have some those some charger things at some station or whatever, right? That was awesome.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we put them out in so a couple of hospitals, we have them, and in the restaurants, and I'm always branding, right?
That means she will keep you charged wherever you
Yes,
are.
this is true. Very important. Yeah.
So, is there anything that you consider worthy of sharing, which I may have skipped?
I know, moving to any city is always a challenge and a struggle, and it's scary. And I'd like to alleviate, that for any of your clients or whomever who would like to come here. Like, I get it, what it's like to move here.
Yes.
But there's just so many resources and so many opportunities to allow for that move to be, to be transparent and to be as stressful as possible, or sorry, stressless as possible. And that's what we're here for, to make that.
Absolutely. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And so you guys just heard Sandra Pike from Royal LePage Atlantic, just sharing her market information and her expertise. If you have any question, the numbers are they're scrolling on this window ever since the video started. So it should be easy for you to contact her and share or ask her any question you have, any concern you have. You can just discuss it over. She will be happy to help. At
Yes.
the same time, if there is anything that I can help you with in Toronto, I am here to help you out. 647-333-2273. Hey Sandra, thank you very much once again.
Thank you so much, Paul.
And I know you are busy. Again, once again, my gratitude to you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Enjoy your day.
Bye.
Bye.